I don't want to interrupt you guys, but I'm going to get going from this call. I'm going to finish up my show. Michael, if you want to sometime over the weekend, you'll play maybe an album or something like that, like Sunday, let me know. But sounds good. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get going. You guys take care. Peace and listen. I don't know what Aaliyah's thinking of doing for a adventure yet, but if you want to do anything, let me know, whatever it is. Well, sounds good. Just let me know. I'm going to get going. Take care, guys. All right, that was I Want to Live by Skillet. That is a very good song. I enjoy that song quite a bit. Sorry if you guys heard me talking while that was going on. I didn't mean to. I was just finishing up with a small chat I was having on the backside with Ricky, Michael, and Casey. Once again, thank you guys very much for being on the show. I greatly appreciate it. It was a nice chat. Like I said, stay tuned. Tomorrow we will be having my good friend Miles Coffee on the show. It's been a while since he's been on. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff as well, so that will be tomorrow evening. Before I go, and I've done this a couple times before, because I used to have a show at Sac State where I would talk a lot about what's going on in the wrestling world and kind of my thoughts about all of that. So I just wanted to spend these last 8 to 10 minutes here and kind of give you guys my thoughts on that, anybody who's a wrestling fan. And really sports in general, actually, because as we saw this last weekend, we had a Tiger versus Phil match for COVID relief. They raised $20 million, which was great. Tiger and Peyton won one up over Brady and Phil. Brady obviously had that really cool hole out on the front nine, which was for birdie, which was a nice shot. But most of the rest of the part, he kind of stunk up the joint. Made a nice putt for eagle, I believe, on 11. But besides that, he didn't play too well. But it was just nice to have some sports again. And like I said, I'm watching a little bit of the Korean baseball that's going on. And it's nice to have at least a little bit of sports to watch. But what hasn't gone missing during this entire time has been wrestling. And they're starting to have live shows again, not in front of fans, but they're having the wrestlers essentially be fans in both WWE and AEW. And it's kind of been nice to have a little bit of, a tiny bit of an audience reaction now, finally. I feel bad for some people who are champions like Drew McIntyre, who's so great, and they're actually booking him really well so far. I'm still watching the shows. It's hard to get as excited, but there's some stuff that I really like, some stuff that I'll skip through. I watched Money in the Bank, and one thing I'll say is I didn't watch Double or Nothing this past weekend for AEW, but I'm so done and sick and tired of these stupid cinematic matches, masterpieces. They're not matches. It's not wrestling. It's just bullshit. I'm sick of it, and it's annoying to watch. But, there are some really good matches we've had during quarantine so far. I think one of those was MJF Jungle Boy. I caught quite a bit of that on YouTube from what happened at Double or Nothing, which looked very good. Also, Seth versus Drew at Money in the Bank was a really good match. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania was an awesome match, even though I think that she is getting way too much TV time and over pushed for her position for sure. I'm happy to see, I'm happy to see that they're going to have a triple threat match with Rhea, Io, and her. I just worry if she retains that title that you essentially bury two of your top, woman on NXT. I'm looking forward to Matt Riddle being on the main roster. I think that he'll be very good. I don't think he's going to get a title feud necessarily right away. However, with the semifinals of the Intercontinental Championship tournament coming up, it would be really, really cool to see maybe like AJ or somebody win the IC title on SmackDown, and the first feud is AJ Matt Riddle. I think that'd be awesome. It's going to be a while before we get any fans, I think, back in the venues, but I'm still catching as much as I can. I'm still catching stuff that I think is good, and there's obviously a lot of bad too. But Becky is now gone because she's pregnant, and Asuka's taken over, and she's obviously been pretty entertaining to watch while all of this has been going on, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with her. Like I said, I'm happy to see what they've been doing with Drew. What they're doing with Braun is kind of stupid. They're having this handicap match at Backlash, which is going to be Braun versus Miz and Morrison, which is they're just completely turned into a clown show. What else do we have? We've got U.S. title. Apollo Crews just won that. That was pretty good. I didn't like the Braun Bray match that they had for the Universal title at Money in the Bank. Just wasn't a big fan. Kind of getting old of Bray Wyatt's character, to be quite honest with you. But it's nice to see Apollo win. Apparently they're going to have Ray's retirement on Raw on Monday. I have a hard time believing that's going to be his official retirement, but we will have to see. I really would like to see them do more with Aleister Black, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But like I said, there's good and there's bad. Moxley as champion AEW is good. I'm not a big fan of Brody Lee and Dark Order. That stupid Stadium Stampede match they had last weekend was a complete joke. Like I said, there's good and bad. There's a lot of good. There's some bad that you can look at. One of the good things that I've really enjoyed isn't even necessarily wrestling. It's actually a documentary, and the WWE Network puts out some good documentaries. I watched Edge's 24, which was a very good documentary, his comeback story, and then I've been watching the first 3 episodes of Undertaker: The Last Ride, which is kind of the WWE's version of The Last Dance, which they did for Jordan on ESPN. And I gotta say, the first 3 parts of The Last Ride for Taker have been very good. It's been really intriguing to kind of learn about I would say the wind down of his career. We don't know when he's actually going to retire yet, but they've told a really good story so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do for the rest of it. So definitely going to try to keep watching that. Trying to debate if I want to renew my subscription or not, but we'll just have to see on that one. Besides that, that pretty much has to do with everything in wrestling. Like I said, there's some good, there's some bad, there's some annoying, and I think what they're doing with Sasha and Bayley is good on SmackDown. They're building that up very slowly, and they're building up slowly, and it's reported that they're going to try to postpone Bayley's turn or Sasha's turn on each other when they have their actual match for the title. And I think that's a very smart decision, because that's a match you need to have with fans in the building, because that is a match that is going to be watched big time and people are going to love it. I guess the only other thing I'll say is it's a disappointment to see the ratings go down. I can't say I'm surprised, because some shows have been boring and others, it's just hard to watch for some people with, no fans in attendance. We'll see if what the WWE is doing now by having some fans in the building, if that helps out. But the ratings were still down for Raw, like 1.76 million or so this last week, one of the lowest it's ever been. But one thing I can say is it was nice to see AEW and NXT shows up this week, and the viewership for Monday nights to be back up to right around 1.5, 1.6 million. So that was nice to see. We'll have to see how it keeps going. I'll keep updating you guys on my thoughts of wrestling whenever I have these podcasts. Obviously, I won't be able to do much more with that tomorrow, because not much is going to be going on. But I still will be doing that podcast tomorrow, as I mentioned, same time. I still have plans to post those 2 NBA videos, as I mentioned, the best of each player on each team ranked in the 90s, and then this last decade in the 2010s. Haven't got to that yet, but I will get to it at some point. One other thing I can say before I get going is I'm happy to be a graduate of Sac State. It is a very weird and bizarre time. Was not able to walk, obviously, due to the coronavirus, but it's nice to say that I'm officially done with school, and really happy that I was able to finish in 4 years. So I guess that's everything I have to say. That's going to be it for the Liberty Hour this day today. We will be right back here tomorrow with Miles talking about COVID reopenings, George Floyd, all these crazy protests and riots that are going on, and a whole hell of a lot more. I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in through whatever platform, whether it be our Spreaker or whether it be the YouTube channel. Once again, if you are not liked or subscribed, please do so. Check out everything else we got on this channel, and I hope you guys have a great evening and a great night. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow, and peace out.
I'm living win, the gimmick and wins from beginning to end. No gimmick, if I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you can't do it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish.